The teacher can only be as good as the students. So it's the students who actually draw the energy out of the teacher. And I think you've done a good job in that. And I've always been excited walking into the classroom teaching you. And that's largely down to the enthusiasm that you've shown. Thank you for that. Thank you for the support.
Thank you.
You connected us well. As a team leader, you connected well. Not as a teacher, actually.
Okay.
You enjoyed that. Always you are keeping your smile. Your hearts, even if we come late, you are polite in explaining and all. Suppose we have any queries, you are very free to clear our doubts. So that we enjoyed actually. In class, we did not feel that it is a classroom. We never feel that we are here for 3 hours. As soon as we enter the class, we don't know how the time goes and so enjoy it.
Okay, thank God for that. Because that's something which I would dread if students said, we counted the minutes and seconds. That's the first thing that I could hear. Sorry. That's always the time which you counted.
So now extempore speech for you.
Extempore speech for me. Yeah. Okay. And I think I've done enough extempore for 3 weeks.
So in vernacular.
Sorry.
In vernacular. Local language.
My language. Again, English is the language that I'm most comfortable in. And usually with friends and even with my wife, I speak English most of the time. And that's it.
You promised that you will excel.
We want to excel in English. What are the other ways to?
I think it comes down to the individual. So lessons can take you only to a particular level, and after that it's pretty much how much effort you put in. Even today, when I hear a new word which I've never heard before, which I've never seen before, I take the effort to look at the dictionary, note it down somewhere, look at it later, try and remember the meaning, because you never know which student might ask you that at what point. And as a teacher, it would be nice to have that in my memory and to use it. So it's all down to what you want to do with it, how much effort you want to put in. And there are the language, there's of course the language skills part, and then there are the other skills, like speaking and oratory skills and so on. But then, apart from language, you also need some experience, you need some confidence and so on. And the young ones in class, confidence will come over a period of time. But the only way to make sure would be to try and seize each opportunity. So if somebody asks you to do a short speech, don't back off. Accept it and try the best that you can. You won't be perfect the first time you try it out. But over a period of time, you just keep getting better. And if to answer your question, it depends on which area you want to focus on. If it's vocabulary, then there are good vocabulary books out there. You don't even really need to put in that effort. Most of the language that I learned as a child came from magazines. I was never studious. I never spent a lot of time on my academic books. My favorite magazine was one called Stardust, movie stars. And my mum used to be horrified that I read Stardust every month. And one day she came and asked me why I spent so much time reading gossip about movie stars. And I told her it wasn't the gossip which really was of interest to me. It was the language in which they wrote. And even today I remember words which I first read in Stardust. Rendezvous was one such word. I was 6th or 7th standard when I first read that word, and I was scratching my head, not knowing how to pronounce it, what the meaning was, and so on. But yeah, today you're lucky in the sense that you're surrounded by language. And all you have to do is go on an internet site, pick up a magazine, and it's all there. But it's like a child on a seashore. You need to decide what you want to pick up and put in your basket. It won't fall automatically into the basket. You'll have to make the effort of picking up things and putting them in the basket. Impact students, some of them have formed clubs, unofficial clubs of their own, and in order to keep in touch. A lot of them have created Facebook groups as such, and they even meet periodically, some of them do. In fact, I think last month I spent half a day at Pessinada Beach because some of my students wanted to play football and I had to oblige. So things like that. Some meet up here at the council just to have GDs or so on. They support each other. So it's up to you as a batch to decide what you want to do. It would be a good idea to start up something like that. And For fluency, the most important thing is that you get that opportunity to speak constantly to people in English. Even if you try and take in a lot of language, you need that output. It's only when you produce that you learn things. That's when you realize how difficult it is to think and speak at the same time. As long as you find those opportunities, you should do that. Another question? No? Okay, great. Thank you so much. Take care.
Will be in Chennai.
Well, yeah, I'm going to be in Chennai for another 10 days.